It's officially that time of the cycle where altcoins are just going absolutely insane. Let's take a quick look at the 24-hour view here. With HBAR up 20+%, XRP closing in on 20+% today alone. We also see a few other altcoins up in a big way. XLM 9.4%, Ondo 11.5%, LDO 19.6%. This is lovely to see. This is exactly what we wanted to see for quite some time. And if we actually look at what the prices look like currently, Bitcoin 120K, sitting still pretty around 120K. It hasn't moved too much over the last couple days. But Ethereum, 21.5% on the week, 7.3% on the daily, 3,600 plus for the first time in a very, very long time. But the biggest thing to focus on here is XRP over $3.50 plus cents. It hit $3.60 plus cents earlier today. XLM 49.5 cents. SUI almost $4. HBAR almost 29 cents. Guys, I just quickly want to say congratulations to all of you that have been riding along with me with the last few months of just boring and negative price action. We finally got through it all, and now we are witnessing the start of the largest move of the cycle. Let's take a quick look at a few things. Number one, let's look at the market cap for crypto, because we just hit $4 trillion. Right now it's only showing 3.92, but we did hit $4 trillion. At the same exact time that the altcoin season is now almost at 50, we're at 42 out of 100. This is during a time where Bitcoin dominance is now down below 62%. We'll talk about that here in a moment. But the overall market is just looking so good right now. Obviously, Ethereum is still my main focus here because trading volume is up, 10%, $51.54 billion. On the yearly, we're at $3,600. The last time that we were at $3,600 was back in January of this year. We're talking 6 months ago. Sorry for interrupting the video, but I have to let you guys know that I am now officially partnered up with ITrustCapital, the best platform out there for premium custody accounts and even crypto Roth IRAs. They offer 80 plus digital assets, including even physical gold and silver. They have partnerships with some of the biggest players out there, and they also have full-on institutional grade security tied into these accounts, which is extremely important at a time where we are starting to see more and more crypto exchanges being hacked. And also, the best part about ITrustCapital is that it's 100% US-based support. And also, you can get $100 right now as a funding bonus if you sign up utilizing my link. There's going to be a link down in the description below as well as in the comments below. If you go over here, you can just scroll down to the bottom and you can sign up utilizing my link, which allows you to get $100 in a funding bonus. And for a little bit more information here you have on their website, 0% no monthly annual fees, 1% cryptocurrency transaction fees, and then we also have the prices with gold and silver. So if you guys do want to go check this out, you guys are more than welcome to. I do think that this is the best platform to lock in on long-term crypto investments with, of course, the crypto IRA platform, which is tax advantaged. So with that being said, let's dive on in back to the video. And if we're looking at some of these altcoins as well, I mean, XRP's trading volume was up 130 plus today, $21.62 billion. If we're looking at the candles, we did hit $3 and almost 65 cents. We're closing in on that $3.84 all-time high. Technically speaking, we already broke all-time highs. A lot of people go off of this $3.84 all-time high. We're only 6.6% below it. But the main reason that everyone goes off of this is that this was a glitched all-time high for XRP. Nobody actually was able to buy or sell or trade at those prices. It was a glitch on an exchange. But still, everyone looks at it and focuses on that all-time high. But the crazy part about XRP pumping this hard is that we are so close to making that $3.84 target disappear. And I do think that this price discovery that XRP is trading around could have it on a path to flipping Ethereum. I mean, the trading volume right now across the board is just insane. Ethereum has more trading volume than Bitcoin, by the way. A lot of people will not focus on that, but we should. It's also showing us how big Ethereum is right now in this space. Just like we thought, phase 2 is here. We'll talk about that. But here we also have the total crypto market cap crosses over 4 trillion for the first time. Congrats, everyone. Yeah, we have all-time highs across the board here now. And I still think that we go much higher from here. $7 trillion could definitely be a possibility. I'm looking at 5, but 5 to 7 is a sweet spot for crypto. And it all really depends on how fast things really start to move, because, you know, we could hit 7 to 10 trillion by the end of this cycle. So love to see it. Overall, some very volatile moves today. Phase 2 is officially here. Ethereum is starting to outperform Bitcoin. We're starting to hear talks about the ETF discussions around Ethereum. We're starting to see some pretty big players make some big moves around the Ethereum ETFs as well, opening the doors for staking and things like that. And during this time, you know, we do have a little bit of an overlap, okay? That overlap is large cap altcoins starting to see the money flow into them. You could argue that XRP is starting to see this because XRP definitely is moving in a big way. But the problem here is that I still think that we are just starting for a lot of these altcoins. Even though XRP is starting to hit new all-time highs and we're starting to really kind of push, you know, forward in terms of trading volume and things like that, I think that this is just the start for XRP. A lot of people are, you know, I really do think that a lot of people are going to call this wrong, right? I think that they're going to call the top on XRP too early. I think that they're going to just kind of flip their stance way too early as well, because again, XRP, it was 7 years before we made a new all-time high. That is not going to end with XRP just hitting like $5. I think that we go much higher here, and I really do think that altcoins are also about to go insane. I said it last night. I'll say it again today. I think the altcoin market is about to be hit with a tsunami of liquidity from outside retail investors. Now, on top of this, let's go over here to Ethereum real quick in terms of the ETFs. So the Crypto Professor did post this. We see, wow, BlackRock dropped 500 million in Ethereum inflows yesterday, $500 million. And yeah, we can see it here, $500 million. This is one of the largest inflows into Ethereum ever. This is crazy. Again, it shows you the demand right now around Ethereum. And this is at a time where Ethereum hit 3,600 for the first time in more than 6 months. Yeah, this is why we stay focused on these charts, because again, I was looking at Ethereum back here in June. If you are a part of the Discord, you already know that I was calling for Altseason to officially start in July back in April. And no, that's not me, you know, telling you guys, oh, look it, I was right. No, it was the fact that we were basing this off of previous timeframes. So far, that has played out perfectly. The same exact way that this price action on Ethereum has played out perfectly. We just broke $3,400, which means the next big target here for Ethereum is the previous highs from December and even going back to March 2024. That's almost $4,100. The second that we clear $4,100, I do think that we teleport to the all-time high of almost 5K on Ethereum. When Ethereum goes into price discovery, that's when altcoins are going to really start to see a massive surge. But this is at a time where Bitcoin dominance is officially topped out, in my opinion. This is what the Bitcoin dominance chart looks like. We just lost those May lows that we were talking about for quite some time. This is what the 1 week looks like on Bitcoin dominance. I mean, guys, this is such a beautiful sight to see. We have been following this chart since going back to 2022. So the fact that we're starting to finally see what we wanted to see all along happen 3 years later is extremely exciting. We are now in the largest and the fastest part of the cycle. So volatility is going to be kicking into overdrive here, and we are about to witness some insane moves. Now, going back to Ethereum, Bitcoin, we are now at that first major key level. If we flip this, like I said, 5K is probably going to be well, technically speaking, 4,100 is the next target on Ethereum. That happens pretty quick once we do break out of this downtrend. But also, all-time highs will most likely be targeted pretty quick on this chart as well. And I was mainly looking at this on the 3-week. I mean, the 3-week here for Ethereum against Bitcoin just looks ready for a massive explosive move to the upside. On top of that, Ethereum is not the only one. XRP on the Bitcoin pair, I mean, this thing just broke out today. I'm watching for us to clear the previous highs, and then I have 2 targets on this chart. And let's actually go and look at the 3-week chart on this. So initially, we're just mainly looking at the first major demand zone. This is up here. I mean, we have still some time on the Ethereum Bitcoin pair to really kind of get to these levels. This is like about a 25% to almost like 67% of a push. And then the next target is like 162 to about like 260, 270%. If we are going to see that big move, then the USD chart will be moving at multiples of that. So we're talking about like a 2 to 4x from our current level that we're at right now. And when we think about that, we're at $3.60. This chart, I mean, this is what we were waiting for so long. We were waiting for that big impulsive move. We were consolidating. We finally got that big break. And if we look at this thing on the 3-week, I mean, it is just a sight to see. We finally have new all-time highs on the crypto chart, as you guys can see. And I think that we are about to go absolutely insane. I think that we're actually right now, currently speaking, in this initial spot here where we are starting to have that big break to the upside, which tells us we have a lot more room to go here. I would say, we could easily target $10+ just from this impulsive move alone. So I'm definitely watching XRP closely over the next couple days. Tomorrow I will be live streaming for 1 hour. So definitely, look out for me to go live because I want to go over a few things when it comes to XRP. But on top of that, XLM is also looking pretty good here. We're just waiting to get over the red zone, just like XRP broke right fully through it. The red zone here for XLM is about roughly 49 cents to about 57 cents. I do think that XLM is going to play a little bit of catch up with XRP. So once we do get a big break over this, then I do believe that we target the previous all-time highs on this chart as well. And if we're actually looking at the 3-week on this chart, those all-time highs are back here at about roughly 93 cents. So we're definitely focused on the 93 cent level when it comes to XLM after we can clear these highs. We obviously still have to clear the 2021 high of almost 80 cents. But after that, I do think that the all-time highs get retested pretty quick when it comes to XLM. Outside of XLM, HBAR is also up in a big way today, and it's trying to clear that red zone. So it's fighting against it in a big way here. 28 cents currently. Big breakout as well on this chart in terms of like the 3-day. We did break above those March highs. So if we could finally get a big push here for the 3-day and even the weekly candle close above these highs, then we target 40 cents pretty quick. If we break over the 40 cent level, 57 cents is next when it comes to HBAR. The altcoin market is brewing right now for a much larger push. And on top of HBAR SUI. So SUI is in the red zone. I mean, guys, this is all the red zone when it comes to altcoins. It's just their previous highs, okay? Once we clear the previous highs, we see something like what XRP did today. I mean, if we think about the daily chart for, XRP, the second that we had that big impulsive move right through the red zone, by the way, we saw a 20+% push. XLM, the second that XLM breaks through this red zone, which we want to see a big impulsive move. This was a huge daily candle to get that nice close above the red zone. Once we see something like that, these charts move very, very violently. And guess what? This is just the start of that violent move on altcoins because we're just in phase 2 right now. We're not even in alt season officially. So definitely strap in and prepare for the next big push here because it's going to be extremely exciting. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord on the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.